Today, on Be Something Wonderful, heal and manifest anything despite negative thoughts and feelings. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Good morning. Big video this morning. I want to talk about a comment from a subscriber on the channel yesterday that was commenting on yesterday's video. I left their link. It's the first link in the description to the video for yesterday's video, so you can watch that. But this subscriber had a few comments. Started out by saying, "I'm not a fan of the term vibration," and then went in to say, "I have created the most incredible things from fear, doubt, and anger, and that everything is God, thoughts and feelings, and it's all God." So I want to hit this because this person, the comments don't really even relate to yesterday's video. So I'm not sure if the term vibrations got her on a track of just talking about that, hey, I can manifest I can manifest from negative feelings or negative emotion, right? Because we were talking about vibration in terms of your core vibration, in terms of your God vibration, who you really are, I am. So it was never about whether you can, quote, manifest while feeling negative emotion. You're always manifesting. You're always creating reality. You're a master manifester. You're never not manifesting. You're never not creating an experience of reality. You're always moving and shifting realities at every moment. And those shifting in realities is what we call creating and manifesting. So you're always having an experience of source or God or who you really are. Remember, it's not about manifesting or creating anything. It's about experiencing that ultimate reality, God or source. That's what we're talking about. We're going to get into this today. But remember what Nikola Tesla said. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. In other words, if you want to know the secrets of God, think in terms of energy or source, frequency or reality or your experience of source or realities, or vibration, your core beingness. Right? That's all we're talking about here. Right? Remember that and I want to get to this, that everything's God, that thoughts and feelings, that everything is God. Remember, and I think you were trying to make the argument that doubt and fear is God. Remember, if God had doubt and fear, the planets would start falling out of the space. Our heart would stop beating. If God doubted us for a minute, we would cease to exist. If God had fear, things would be chaotic. So God is not fear and doubt. God, thoughts and feelings, and temporary thoughts and feelings are not reality. They're not ultimate reality. They're not God. They're an experience within the awareness of God, within that unconditioned consciousness. So I want to hit that and more today. So remember, you don't create reality, rather you create your experience of reality. So you don't even create reality. You don't manifest reality. You create an experience within that ultimate reality, within that pure awareness or that unconditioned consciousness, right? You create your experience of all that is and all that you are. Do you see it? That's what it's knowing yourself experientially as source, as God. That's what we're talking about. Reality is pure awareness and unconditioned consciousness. The absolute, changeless, limitless one love. I am that I am of Scripture. It's only unity and oneness. Everything else that changes is not reality. It's an experience of reality. So no, thoughts and feelings are not reality. They're not the ultimate reality. God doesn't doubt. God doesn't have fear. That's not all God. God is all that is. But God only sees love and unity. You create the rest. You create the rest as an experience, right? Because if God started doubting you, you would cease to exist. If God started fearing, things would be chaotic. Do you get this? So this is where you said, I'm not a fan of the term vibration. And then you created all this comments around it, which really had nothing to do with yesterday's video. We did mention vibration, but in terms of your core vibration, who you really are, right? Everything is reality. This is some of your comments. Everything is reality. Every action, every feeling, and every action. Well, no, it's an experience of reality, but it's not reality. It's an experience within that reality, within that awareness. Everything is God. All that is God. But God's not doubt and fear. That's an experience that you have within that one reality. Do you see it? God is what God knows, and God's not doubt, and God's not fear. Right? Those are our experiences of that one changeless reality. They're not reality, and they're not God. Right? And neither are you. You're not fear and doubt. Fear and doubt are just experiences. They're thoughts or assumptions that are contrary to your core vibration or who you really are, that I amness. So they're definitely not God. They're definitely not I am not. Because fear and doubt are saying I am not. So they're not God, right? God is pure positive source energy. Everything else is a filter or an experience of that source. Changing thoughts and feelings and emotions like doubt and fear are not reality. They're not ultimate reality. They are experiences within that reality, within that one changeless reality. And then you will feel better naturally. So you'll feel, it's not about feeling better, right? It's about remembering who you really are, because I think you were trying to make a point, which we agree with, right? That I don't try to feel better. Good, because it's not about trying to feel better. Right? But you're not creating from fear and doubt. You're not creating incredible things from fear and doubt. You're creating incredible things despite the fear and doubt. That's the difference. And you're making the assumption or the connection afterwards that you created it from fear and doubt. Fear, doubt, and anger. Remember, it's never good to feel or have fear, doubt, and anger, right? It's like Seth said from Seth, that Jane Roberts, that channel. Jane Roberts was the channel. She channeled that entity, Seth, that non-physical entity. And he said that suffering's never good for the soul unless it teaches you how not to suffer. Feeling anger and doubt and fear is never good for you unless it teaches you that, unless it points you in the direction of your source. And that's what fear and anger and doubt do. It's that your emotional guidance system pointing you back to who you really are, reminding you of who you really are. It's only good if it reminds you of who you really are. Right? You don't have to feel doubt. Doubt and fear is not necessary, right? So it's not about feeling better. It's about remembering who you really are. Hear this today, right? And so when you remember who you really are, you'll naturally feel better. It's natural. It's who you are. Your natural state of good being is feeling good, right? So it's about remembering you are source. God having a physical experience no matter what. That's what we were talking about yesterday. Your core vibration is absolute love, whether you like the word or not. Your frequency, your divinity, your state of being is God. It's pure positive source energy. I am that I am. I am the great I am. All changing thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions are an experience of I am, that changeless reality. If it changes, it can't be ultimate reality. It can't be God. God's changeless. God is the isness. God's the absolute. Thank God that God doesn't have moods of doubt and fear. Then we'd really be in trouble. Right? Imagine, right? God are all that is. These are infinite, and what we experience is changes within that changeless reality. And we feel and we experience these shifting frames. And that's what we call time as an experience. Right? These infinite changes are infinite parallel realities or versions of you, all happening all at once now. And we experience them, although they're happening all at once, we experience them in what we call time, because we can't see it all at once. That's what shifting realities is. It's time. It's an experience of time. Right? So that's what I talked about yesterday. Right? I created the most incredible things from fear, doubt, and anger. Well, no. You created the most incredible things despite fear, doubt, and anger. And that's what we talk about all the time. Leave the fear, doubt, and anger there and go back to your assumption, to your conviction of what you want. That's what you did. You went back to your conviction of I am that I am. I am who I say I am. I have what I say I have. That's what you created from it. It wasn't the fear and doubt and anger, right? That they don't create anything, right? They are effects or manifestations of what you're thinking, assuming, and believing. That's what they are, right? And all of that's telling you who, and remember, it's also telling you that you have assumptions that are leading you away from what you want. So that fear, doubt, and anger is pointing you back to I am. Fear, doubt, and anger is saying I am not. And when you have the feelings of fear, doubt, and anger, it's reminding you of who you really are. It's reminding you that you have thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions of I am not. So when you feel those, it reminds you and moves you back to the conviction. Hear this. To the state of being that I am that I am. That's why you think it feels like that experience, but you're not creating from doubt, fear, and anger. It's just merely pointing you back to who you really are, pointing you back to the conviction. You don't have to go through fear, doubt, and anger to create what you want. You can just go to the conviction that I am no matter what. Do you see it? Your inner guidance is urging you to move back into alignment with your true nature. Bashar talks about this. That's what fear, doubt, and anger and any negative emotion is. It's your inner guidance system urging you to move back into alignment with your true nature, with who you really are. Do you see it? Suffering is not good for the soul unless it teaches you how to stop suffering. That's the same with fear, doubt, and anger, right? They don't create incredible things. They don't create incredible things. Your conviction and state of being does. I am creates incredible experiences. Not fear, doubt, and anger, right? They're not necessary ever unless they're pointing you back to that knowing that you are all things, that you are all that is, that you are that I am of Scripture, that you are source. That's what it's doing. That's powerful today. So, but I know, and this is what you say in your comment further, I know 100% it's fine because I'm not worried about needing to feel better. Right. Do you see it? Your conviction that it's 100% fine means that you're creating your reality or manifesting or having your experience of reality despite the thoughts of fear, the thoughts and feelings of fear, anger, and doubt. You're going back to your conviction. This is what we've been talking about for several weeks now and maybe years. That it's not about feeling better or feeling good. It's about your state of being. It's about your assumption of who and what you assume you are. Right? So yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Exactly. It's your conviction and assumption that I am fine. Everything is fine. That creates your experience of reality where everything is fine. It's not the fear, doubt, and anger. It's never good, right? Feelings of fear, doubt, and anger are never good for you unless they remind you of who you really are, your true nature. And that's what they do. That's exactly what fear, doubt, and any negative emotion does. That's why we talked about vibration and frequency, because realities have a unique signature or frequency or vibration. Just like we just talked about. That's the secrets of God. That's the secrets of the universe. So whether you like the terms or not, that's it. Right? You can use any term you want for that. Right? And it's not about trying to feel good or feel better. It's about remembering and becoming more aware of who you really are. That's the true meaning of positivity. Do you see it? The positivity is about the degree of, when we talk about vibration, we talk about the degree that you're aware of who you really are, the real you, your true nature. To the degree that the more aware you are, the more, quote, positive you are, or the degree of positivity. It's not talking about negative thoughts and feelings or positive thoughts and feelings. Those are just effects or manifestations. We're talking about a state of being, of being closer to your core vibration, your God frequency, right? That's what we're talking about. Very powerful. It's not the negative thoughts and negative feelings of doubt, fear, and anger that necessarily keep you from experiencing or manifesting your ideal reality. They don't necessarily keep you from anything, right? It's your identification and belief in them as reality versus just thoughts and feelings about reality. Do you see it? That's what would keep you from it. Believing that that's who you are, that that's reality. Do you see it? That's why they don't manifest reality. In other words, it's your assumptions and conviction that I am not who and what I desire to be. That's what keeps you from creating or experiencing or manifesting what you want. It's not the doubt, fear, and anger necessarily, right? Instead, see the unreality of the changing thoughts and feelings. They're not God. They're not reality. They're an unreality. They're temporary experiences. So they're not reality. They're real experiences, but they're not reality. They're not God. They're not ultimate reality. They are not source. They're not God. And assume, so see the unreality of changing thoughts and feelings and assume I am who I say I assume I am no matter what. That was what yesterday's video was about. It wasn't about all this stuff about vibrations that you were pointing to or negative thoughts and I create from negative thoughts and feelings. We weren't talking about that. This is much bigger than that, right? I am who I am no matter what I'm thinking and feeling. I just want to point this out. This is important. Negative emotion is always pointing you back to the miracle of your being. That's so powerful. That's what doubt, fear, and anger does, right? It points you back to who you really are, alignment with your true nature. So when you're at your lowest point, that's why when people are at their lowest point of despair, the lowest vibration they can be, a vibration so low, so slow, that it appears like it's not moving. And remember, extremes meet. So that if you walk further enough south, you will end up north. East, you will end up west. Extremes meet. The highest vibration of God is so high, it's so fast that it's not moving. It's still. Be still and know I'm God. So even the lowest vibration is where you're so low, it appears that you're not moving. And then you give up, but you're giving upward to God. So extremes meet. You meet God either way. You meet God at the highest vibration or at the lowest vibration, the highest vibration where it appears that it's so high that it's still, or the lowest vibration where it appears it's so low or slow that it's still. That's where you meet God. That's what we mean by it's all God. It's all one. It's all unity. God doesn't see doubt and fear. If God did, things would be falling apart, right? The sun he would start doubting and say, I don't think the sun's going to come up today. Sun comes up every day, right? Do you get it? Right? You're feeling, so you said here, I created my husband's total healing from absolute freaking out fear overnight. You didn't create anything from that fear. You didn't create healing. Your freaking fear didn't create anything but the perception that your husband was sick and needed healing. That's what your fear created. It created the perception that he was ill. It created the perception that something needed to be healing. Do you see? It wasn't the fear that created the healing. No way, right? It was only after you moved from the negative vibration of fear, of totally, absolute freaking fear overnight, that you could perceive and see your husband was fine. Do you see it? When you moved from that fear, then you saw the wholeness of that reality. You didn't heal your husband, you saw who he really is. We don't heal anything. We move to the reality of their true nature, of who they really are. The healed person, right? That's what we're talking about. In other words, incredibly bad, you said here, in other words, you said incredibly bad diagnosis to pretty much fine. Yes, because you moved to that fine. You moved to that. It wasn't the fear or the freaking fear that created anything. You didn't heal anyone. Your conviction and assumption that he would be fine despite your thoughts and feelings, despite your freaking fear and your freaking doubt, that allowed your true inner perception of him healthy and the true reality of him healed. That's what went on. Fear does not create healings. Right? It doesn't create that. It moves you to you drop the fear. You move to a reality where you see him whole, despite the fear, despite the negative thoughts and feelings. You leave them there. It doesn't mean you get rid of them. It doesn't mean you're not even feeling them. It means you leave them. You don't identify with them. They're not who you are, and you move to seeing him whole. That's what's going on there. That's what we're talking about. That's what it really means to heal and manifest anything, despite those temporary thoughts, negative thoughts and feelings. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creatives, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for joining us on TikTok at Be Something Wonderful. More videos are going to be downloaded later, and for being part of the membership channel. It's growing more and more every day. We released a video a few days ago, I think last week. Very powerful video. Still hearing about that from you guys. I love it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. There's going to be another one coming. And also, we also announced our live stream at the end of November, just after Thanksgiving, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. We're going to have our 8th live stream exclusively on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. Keep sending your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, we're great love, we're great light, and infinite gratitude. This is Tom with Be Something Wonderful. Until next time. From the studios in Las Vegas. Until next time, see you soon.